Hey, what's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope-A-Dope Report. I'm your host, Chris Carlson, and I got two different fights that I'm going to break down because of basically they're very, very similar. We have two prospects going against two veteran fighters. Now, I'm going to start with Concepcion from the Philippines, like a 21-year-old, basically a kid, who's got a lot of fights. He's got fast hands. He has similar style as Manny Pacquiao as far as when he throws a punch, but he's more of a counter puncher. He doesn't work inside that well. In some of his fights, he's gotten better at working inside, but he still has things to improve: his footwork, his work rate. But he's a young guy. I mean, he's 21, just turned 21, I believe, in January. And then the other guy is Gamboa, and he's more of a veteran, although he's still a prospect. He's 26 or 25 years old, from Cuba, the gold medalist in 2008. Both of them are taking stepping stone fights. Concepcion is definitely going against a very high-level fighter in Steven Luivano. I hope I'm not killing these names. Luivano, I think that is. He's a good fighter. He beat Nicky Cook, who was undefeated at the time. He beat Cristobal Cruz, which is a solid featherweight fighter. He actually had a draw last June for the Diaz-Pacquiao fight on that undercard. Some people thought Santiago won that. Some people thought it was a tight fight. A draw, I thought, worked pretty good for that. They both knocked each other down. It was just a great fight, and hopefully down the line they fight again. So anyway, he's definitely a very solid fighter. He's a good boxer, got a really good jab, got some head movement, moves around pretty well. Both of them, I'd say, kind of end up getting into brawls, Luivano and Concepcion. They end up getting into brawls. Like I said, sometimes they're both counter punchers. Definitely, Luivano is a much better boxer overall, and he's just more experienced, older, and more seasoned. That's it. I think if they fight 3-4 years, this fight could be different. I'm going with Luivano just because of the experience factor. He's fought a lot of good fighters. He has a solid loss, just one on the record. I don't think either of them will knock each other out. That's why I think it's going to be a great fight. They have pop, both of them, but not a lot of power. So I think both of them could maybe even go down. But I just think it's just going to be a great fight. Not only that, but this is could be a coming out party, another coming out party because Luivano's already had his coming out party, but to be on such a big card, it's on the undercard of the Pacquiao-Hatton. So it's exciting for both fighters, and it's exciting to have a solid fight like that for a title, a featherweight title. Basically the second best guy at that weight class, not so this should be a great fight. I am going with a decision with Steven Luivano. Like I said, I hope I didn't tear up those names. Next, we are going to go with Gamboa. Gamboa is fighting on Showtime, I believe, April 17th. He's fighting Rojas. Now, a lot of people thought he was supposed to fight this other younger Rojas. He's fighting Jose Rojas. It's more of a veteran guy. He actually just went 12 rounds not too long ago with Chris John. A lot of people saw Chris John against Rocky Juarez. Them two fought on the undercard of the Marquez Diaz fight. So the guy's experienced. He's a good stepping stone opponent. Then maybe he can fight more of the top tier guy Rojas that Gamboa is going to fight maybe for an interim title down the line. Maybe, I don't know if that fight's going to happen. It all goes off this fight, I believe, because he's got to look good. He can't be on the ground as much. We know about Gamboa. He's got super fast hands. He just loves the brawl and loves to just throw punches in bunches all the time without putting his hands up. The thing about Gamboa is you got to remember he can put his hands up. He loves to throw uppercuts. He's got huge uppercuts. I saw him in October with that crazy knockout uppercut punch. I was actually second row on the side. If you see the replay of it, you can see me in the background. I was there in California. And, Gamboa has all the skills. It's just a matter of, I guess I don't know. I don't know how many times he's got to hit the mat to get it together. So I'm still a little worried about him in general. But you see him, even when he's when he's sparring, or if you see him, you know, you know how you'll see on the internet like a workout video of him, and he's got the moves. He can put his hands up. He can do it all. He just wants to please the crowd and knock people out. So I think it's obviously going to get to him at some point, and it already has as far as getting on the ground. He'll definitely lose in boxing, but he'll also create a lot of buzz, and he's a fun fighter to watch. Now he's going against a vet Rojas. I'm going with Gamboa, and I'm going with the knockout. I don't know if it's 10 or 12 rounds. That's another thing. Gamboa just needs more rounds. He's only gone the distance a couple times, and considering he's got such a bright future ahead of him, he better get more rounds in. So I think it's going to be a good fight for him. Like I said, Concepcion definitely has a bigger step up, a way bigger step up than Gamboa, and those fights are coming up. Like I said, the Concepcion and Louisvano, just killing those names, guys. Sorry. They're on the undercard of Pacquiao Hatton. And then Showtime for Gamboa against Rojas, that's going to be the main event in Showtime, I believe, April 17th. So yeah, just look for more from the Rope-A-Dope Report. Peace.